Homewood, it's so unrefined. We have to get Moon with the Vulcans behind. Moon over Homewood, we don't think it's fair that we have to look at his big derriere.
Hey guys, it's Brandon with Iron City Kayak, and we're going to talk today about the NuCanoe Frontier 12, new one of our after the first date videos. Copying Chris Fuck because we love his after the honeymoon, and rather than having it for a while, we're saying after we've paddled this boat once or twice, after a couple dates, we'll be asked her out again. So the NuCanoe Frontier 12, honestly, we love our Jacksons at Iron City Kayak. The majority of our team, majority of our board members are going to run Jacksons, from Kilroys to HDs to big rigs. We like the Jackson line, and we really appreciate Mark's Outdoors for being such a great sponsor and a great dealer for Jackson Kayak. But we understand that not everybody is going to be able to fit a Jackson kayak the way that they want to. For whatever reason, it may not suit you, from the footwell to the seat, the way it paddles. I mean, kayak fishing is about what you want it to be, not about you having to have a certain brand boat. So we're open to the fact that you can have various boats. One of the ones that we really like outside of the Jackson line is the NuCanoe Frontier 12, and for one real main reason. It is an open cockpit and a blank canvas to do whatever you want to with a boat. Comparatively speaking, this is going to line up with about the same size and weight as a big rig. It's 41 inches wide, so it's 3 inches wider than a big rig. It's 12 feet long, so it's about a foot or so shorter than the big rig. Weight-wise, the hull is lighter itself. It's about 75 to 77 pounds just for the hull. But when you add the seat, you add extra accessories like your foot pegs or the drawer system, you're going to push around 92 to 95 pounds the way it is. So weight-wise, it's going to be comparative to a big rig. Now, we mentioned that the seat weighs different and the slides weigh different, all the configurations, because NuCanoe says this is a boat that you can customize the way that you want it to be. It is a blank canvas. You notice it does have front to rear Yak Attack gear tracks, and that's for one reason only. You can add anything you want to here. So you buy the hull, you buy the seat that you want, the seat base that you want based upon the height. You can add foot pegs, you can add drawer systems, you can add anything you want to this boat to make it the way that you want to. You don't have to accept a canned package, if you will, from Jackson or like Wilderness Systems. This one you make the way you want to. So if you like a mesh seat, get the seat. If you don't want it, you want something more cushy and comfortable, then get their seat that has that. If you like your seat out of your old bass boat, you can attach it to here. These use the same basic bases as a bass boat. So you can configure this boat any way that you want to. Paddling wise, it's going to paddle slow. It's a barge. It's 12 foot. It's 41 inches wide. It's going to paddle slow. It's not going to have a lot of top end gear. So the big rig's probably a little bit quicker. Turning wise, this boat is really good. It does turn very well. It's kind of a flatter bottom. It's ribbed. It's got some small holes that help it really turn and be a really good creek boat. It handles big water exceptionally well. Also, standing, it's unparalleled. The big rig is very good, and most guys are going to be able to stand in a big rig without any issue. I would say 95% of people will stand in a big rig without problem. I would say 99% will be able to stand in the Pursuit, because the footwell is bigger, the boat itself is wider, it's just a much more stable platform. And they intended that for one reason, going back to the concept of the NuCanoe kind of being a suburban, if you will, configurable multiple ways. It's got the tracks. What you can do with the NuCanoe is you can slide your seat all the way back and add a second seat to the boat that screws into those tracks. That way, for those of you guys with smaller kids, kind of like the big tune of a Jackson, you can put the seats in here and slide them any way you want to. You can put two seats in here, put a trolling motor on the back, and you can fish with your kids. You can fish with your spouse. You can duck hunt with your buddies. It's a touch tight for duck hunting, in my opinion, because one, you're going to hear a lot of shotgun blasts next to you, but does anybody really trust one of their buddies to be sitting 3 feet from them or less? Scott Singer is maybe the only person I would trust with that, but other people, no. But again, it's open, it's configurable, you can put whatever you want to into it. Same concept. Slide the seat forward and trim it back and forth, kind of like the newer, I think the Mayfly and the Coosa FD has the slide system versus the high-low seating. You can slide it back and forth to trim the boat based upon your weight or your gear load. It also allows you to put in your Orca cooler in the back and strap it down and it not be in the way of what you're fishing. It holds everything really, really well. And you can add accessories like the drawer system, which will allow you to have some more gear tracks in the top for extra accessories. It's a place for you to put your battery. If you have a depth finder, you can put Plano boxes inside here and strap them down. Footrest, it's got more storage in the front that you can throw stuff into. It's mostly dry. It's not 100% waterproof, maybe, but the Jacksons really aren't either. If you're going to use an in-hole storage, you still need to use a dry bag just to be safe. It does have through-hole storage overall. I found it to be a little bit tight to put some of my rods inside of there. I think my Manleys fit okay because they flexed a bit more, and the handle compacts a bit. But some of the duckets that I have didn't want to fit because they just wouldn't bend quite enough, and they couldn't compress that handle very well. But it does have in-hole storage. Overall, again, this is a very, very, very good boat. Price ranges, I think it's $1,400 to $1,500 for the hull itself, and then you add the additional accessories. So each additional accessory, the seats are going to be a couple $100. The drawer system, I can't remember what the list price on it was, but it adds up a little bit more. So you're going to be starting at say $1,400 up to $2,300 depending upon what you're doing. And that's just going to add weight too. So each time that you buy an accessory, they're going to give you a weight so you know what your total boat is. Rigged out the way it is, less the Orca cooler, I think I clocked this one in at 94 to 95 pounds. So it's on par with a big rig, but just a good boat overall. So after the first date, would you ask her out again? Yeah, absolutely. This would be a keeper. This would be one that you're going to keep for a long time because of the kids, because of the size, for the weight, and the open deck of it. It's just a good boat overall. So again, thanks to Mark's Outdoors for letting us continue to paddle Jackson boats. We really do enjoy those. Thanks to Orca Coolers for providing great cooler products that fit in just about any boat. They're hands down, I think, the best cooler. But again, if you guys are looking for something other than a Jackson, check out the Frontier. We think you'll like it. I think our buddies at Riverside Fly Shop sell these, and they're up in Jasper, so check them out. Good group of guys too, and we'll talk to you guys later on. Thank you.
Moon over Homewood, we don't think it's fair that we have to look at his big derriere.